everyone, this is Russell Brunson. I want to welcome you to week number 1. As you know, this process is going to be going through 4 different weeks. We got hook, story, offer, and the funnel, but we're kind of flipping things backwards because we're going to start with the offer. We're going to go offer, and then next week we'll go into story, and then we're going to go into hooks, and then we're going to go into the funnel and traffic and things like that. So it's kind of backwards, but this is the foundation of how everything works. If you have a really, really good offer, then you can be bad at selling, you can have a bad story, all these other things will kind of make up for itself. But if you have a really good offer and a really good story and hook and everything else to talk about, then you'll make even more money. But that's kind of the process. So we're gonna be focusing this week on really identifying, understanding, and creating an irresistible offer that people have to give you money for. Now this first mission, should you choose to accept it, we're gonna be talking about offer hacking. And that's gonna be the goal for this presentation, is to help you guys understand the core concepts. And your homework tonight is you're gonna go and offer hack a bunch of different people. Now, I'm not talking about funnel hacking, I'm talking about actual offer hacking, and you'll see the differences here in a few minutes. So that's kind of how I want to start this off. Now, before we get too deep into offer hacking, I need you to understand a couple core concepts that are super necessary if you understand. These things originally came from the Expert Secrets book. Hopefully you've had a chance to read it. If not, you should make sure you're reading these books, because a lot of the core concepts, I go a lot deeper into those inside the Expert Secrets book and .com Secrets book. But the first thing I want to talk about, because this is going to help you figure out how to structure your offer. A lot of times people come and they start with just like, this is what I'm going to sell, and they have like, here's an offer. And you want to step back and really identify who your customer is first before you go into actually creating the offer. And I'll show you why here in an example, actually, I believe tomorrow. You'll see it in a little more detail. But the first phase is understanding how the markets work, okay? And so if you look at the way the market works right now, there's 3 core markets. You've got health, you've got wealth, and you have relationships. Now I call them 3 core markets. Stephen Larson, sometimes I've heard him call it the 3 core desires. So these are the markets or the desires, what people are looking for, what they actually want. Okay, they want to be healthier, they want to have relationships, and they want wealth. And so when you understand this, no matter what it is you're trying to sell, it always fits somehow into one of these 3 categories. Even sometimes some products may be harder at first to understand. You're like, how does this fit in? One good example, again, I heard Stephen share this. I'm sure he'll share it with you guys in the live coaching as well, but like razor blades, razors, like where does this fit? This is a razor blade. It's not health, wealth, or relationships. But if you think about it, what is the reason why you shave your face? What's the reason why you grow a beard? What's the reason why you try to look good in any fashion? Okay, why do you use soap? Because you want to smell good. Like why do we care? Well, it's probably has something to do with our relationships, right? I shave because I want to get closer to my wife, or I grow a beard because I want women to come to me, or whatever the thing is for you, right? And so Gillette razors would fit directly into relationships. Soap could fit into relationships, or it could fit into health. You know, there's different places. And so you got to understand that like any product or service you're selling fits somehow into one of these things, okay? And so that's the first phase. Now, if you were to rewound backwards, like 150 years ago, before the TV and things like that, it was really simple. There weren't a lot of products out there on the market, and things just kind of plugged in really, really easily. But unfortunately, or fortunately, depending how you're looking at it, the market's evolved, right? Back in the day, there was like, let's say there's one person teaching each of these things or selling things in each of these 3 core markets. And because of that, there wasn't a lot of competition, right? Like I remember back when I was a kid, it wasn't like there were 500 different razor companies. There was like Gillette, like that was it, right? There's one company. And it wasn't until the evolution of the markets and how things changed and how distribution became easier, where also more people could jump in, right? Because of the internet now, you got the dude who started Dollar Shave Club, who literally was able to start this business on a shoestring and grow it up and sell it for over $1 billion because the distribution was easier. He could make a funny video that went viral, and so he was able to like get in front of people. We're back pre-internet, pre-TV, he wasn't able to do that. Does that make sense? You had to have a big budget to be able to do it. So back in the day, there were just a few core players. But as the world's evolved to where we are today, where we have easier distribution because of the internet, now all of us have a chance to play in these markets. And so initially, we all went in there and kind of competed the same thing, but it got harder and harder and harder. And so there might be 20 people teaching wealth and 100 people teaching health and relationships, so it got harder. So what happened then, the next evolution of this whole thing was people broke out of the markets into what I call sub-markets, okay? So instead of just like people teaching, I'm gonna help you get wealthy, people started breaking that down and turning these into like subcategories or niches or whatever you want to call them, right? And so the subcategories, there could be a whole bunch of them. So like let's say inside of wealth, there could be like, well, I'm gonna teach you real estate investing, right? And then under there it could be, well, I'm gonna teach you stock trading. That's the way to get wealthy. Or I'm gonna teach you marketing. Or I'm gonna teach you, what other wealth things are there? Selling things on eBay. I'm going to teach you, and there's this thing after thing after thing, right? There's all these different sub-markets that kind of broke out of the wealth. And so this opened up the horizon even bigger for all of us, which is really, really cool. And so that's kind of next thing, there's these sub-markets. Now what's interesting is you look at this, this is kind of the world that where things shifted to, but today it's got even more because there's more competition, more things like that. And so it's actually gone one more level deep into what I call the niches. Okay, so you've got the three core markets or desires, and there's the sub-markets and there's niches. So niches, for example, is someone that say they pick real estate. Like this is the sub-market I want to be in, but then they're like, man, there's like 800 real estate trainers. So how do I find my spot in the ecosystem inside of that, right? And so from there, they come over to these niches. So like one guy was like, oh, well, I'm going to teach people how to flip houses with no money down. And someone else like, oh, I'm going to teach people how to do short sales. I'm going to teach people how to do, and so everyone kind of had their own little spot inside the real estate ecosystem, okay? And so most markets have been developed to the point where people are now in the niches. And so I want you guys to understand that, because as you're creating your offers, you need to understand kind of where you're at. Now, if you read the Expert Secrets book, and as we evolve things, probably not too much in this 30-day challenge, but as we evolve things, we're gonna spend a lot of time figuring out, like, how do you create your own new opportunity, your own new niche that's not the same as everybody else's. And so we'll get to more of that as we go deeper in the training. But for right now, I just want you guys to be super aware of this, is that these things are happening. So we understand it, then it's easier for us when we get in the offer hacking process to be able to find out what are other people doing who are like us, okay? So now you kind of have a vision of this. What I want you guys doing is looking at this and thinking for yourself, okay, with the product or the service or the thing that I want to sell, where does it fit in here? Now I know some of you guys are coming into this training with a product. Like, this is my product, I've created it, or I wrote this book, or I have a training course, or I have a physical product I sell on Amazon, or I'm in a network marketing program, or whatever. Most of you guys have something. If you don't have something, my next question is like, which one of these things gets you most excited, right? Are you excited about relationships, about health, about wealth? Like, which one of these gets you the most fired up? And if you don't know what you want to sell yet, that's okay. Pick which one of these gets you the most excited. Okay, some of you guys I know aren't excited about health. Some of you guys are really excited about health. Some of you guys, like where's your spot that you're actually excited about? Then come down here, then inside of that market, inside the sub-markets, what's the next thing you're most excited about? Like, do you love real estate investing or stock markets or internet marketing? Right? What's the thing that you're most excited about? And then inside of there, I'd be finding a niche that you like. Now, initially, if you don't have a product, that's okay. What you can do is find somebody else who's already carved this one out and become an affiliate and sell their product. I don't care, for this example, it doesn't matter to me as much, okay? In fact, this whole 30-day challenge, I don't want people stressing out thinking, I'm trying to build this huge empire, this big company, and I have to do it right the first time. Like, a lot of you guys, if you don't know yet, just go through this 30-day process and just pick anything, because we're gonna be teaching you all the skill sets, right? This is, again, Mr. Miyagi, wax on, wax off, like paint the fence things. I'm just trying to teach you guys all the skill sets over 30 days. And for example, when I first got started in this business, who knows what my very first product was? It was teaching people how to make potato guns. Now, if I would have sat back and thought through it, I'd be like, oh, potato guns are a small market, how am I gonna scale, and how am I gonna do blah, blah, blah. But luckily for me, I didn't. I just thought, I just need to make some money. I want to try something. So I tried a thing. And what was cool is I learned how to do landing page. I learned how to do an upsell. I learned how to do an email sequence. I learned how to do copy. I learned how to get pages online. I learned how to buy a domain. I learned all these different little things that you're going to have to do to be successful. And after I did it once with the potato gun, then I was like, oh, I know all the pieces to make this thing successful. And then I was able to go back, and when I had my next idea, I was able to do it really, really fast because I'd done it once, okay? So for you guys, don't stress out if you're like, I don't know what to do, Russell. Like, I'm day one and I'm stressed out. Like, don't let that stress you out. Just pick anything. It doesn't even matter. And if you don't have anything, sell ClickFunnels. You can be an affiliate for us. Like, I don't care. Just pick something, because I want you guys to learn the process. Okay? That's the most valuable thing you'll get over the next 30 days is the process. And then you can take that process back. After you've done it once, it's easy to do a second time and a third time and a fourth time and continue to grow your company and your empire and whatever you want in the future. But right now, I just want you guys understanding the process. I want you guys waxing the fence. I want you guys waxing the cars, painting the fences, right? So if you already have a product and you kind of know, okay, this is where my people are at, that's the first step when you know. If you don't know yet, just figure out what I want to do. I'm excited about wealth. I'm excited about internet marketing, funnels. I'm into funnels. So if you're into funnels, cool, sell my stuff. And you can do that during this process. If you're not excited about funnels, but you're excited about real estate, find somebody else that's got a real estate training program you like. It could be Robert Kiyosaki. It could be, I don't care who it is. Almost everybody online has an affiliate program now. Just pick something, and that's what you need to do for phase one, okay? All right, so you kind of know what it is, right? So that's the first step here, is really understanding the markets. Now, the next thing that I want you to do is I need you guys to understand, what are people selling right now? Okay, now I'm a big believer in this concept called funnel hacking, right? We talked about it in the pre-training videos. It's like, I don't want to just start from scratch. I want to find out what are other people doing. I want to understand what they're doing, and then we're going to model it, but then iterate upon it, okay? Now, again, I say model, I want to stress this so many times. We're not talking about copying. Sometimes people go and they just knock things off. That's not what we're talking about. I'm looking at, why is this dude or this lady right here in the market, why is she making tons of money selling that thing? Why? There's got to be a reason. I don't know what it is, but why is she making money or he making money? Why is this person making money? Like, what have they already created? What have they already figured out inside of this market that we can look at and learn from? Okay, that's what this offer hacking is about. What offers are currently working in the marketplace today? Okay, this is how we start this whole process. We don't start with like, what should I create? I'm gonna make a thing, right? We find out what's currently selling. In fact, the other day we talked about the first rule of direct response marketing, which is a confused mind always says no. I'd say the second rule of direct response marketing is sell what people are already buying, right? So you don't have to go and like reinvent the wheel. It's figuring out like, what are they buying, okay? People are buying software, they're buying training. Like, you gotta figure out what these guys have figured out people are buying, and we wanna understand that so I can create my own thing using this as a framework. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. So we're going to figure that out. So what I want you to do is we're going to kind of figure out who some of these people are. So say, okay, I like Robert Kiyosaki, I like Tony Robbins, I like Russell Brunson, I like whoever it is, and kind of make a list of some of these people. And I'm going to show you in a minute how to see behind the scenes what's happening with all of their offers. Okay. Right now, I just want you to make a list of like, who are some of these people you want to kind of spy on during this first assignment. Okay. So that's the first step of the process. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to map out kind of what's going to happen. Then I'm going to do it on the computer with you guys. So the second part of this now is what I'm going to do is I'm going to look, I'm going to spy behind the scenes and see exactly what they're doing. What's nice is because Facebook's recent issues with privacy policy, they've given us marketers the greatest gift in the world. They've given us access to see everybody's ads and exactly what's working right now. And so because of that, it makes this process really, really fun. So I'm going to kind of map out the goal with this, and I'm going to actually log into Facebook and show you guys a bunch of different things. And I'm going to give you an assignment based on that. Okay, so make sure you're paying a lot of attention right now. So if you look at any ad, any funnel, everything you're looking at during this process, every single thing's going to have three core elements. In fact, I'm going to move these books so I can show them to you here a little better. So the first element, all of them are going to have is a hook. Number two is a story. And number three is an offer. Okay, so these are like the three core principles of everything you're going to do. Now, now that you guys are going to see this, you're going to see me doing it over and over and over and over again. I do this probably 50 times a day between the podcasts I do, the emails I send out, the ads, the Facebook Lives, the Instagrams, like every communication I'm doing, I'm looking at hook, story, offer, hook, story, offer. What are they? Where are they at? Okay, so I'm kind of like showing you guys behind the scenes. I want you to become super hyper aware of these three things: hook, story, offer. So what's the hook? Okay, the hook is the first thing where you're grabbing someone, right? So someone's on Facebook, they're on their phone, they're scrolling through this, like going crazy. They could be at their desk, they could be at school, they could be going to the bathroom, they could be walking, they could be on the plane, they could, like anywhere, right? They're scrolling, and your job is to set hooks that will grab somebody and stop them from scrolling and get their attention. That's what hook is. Going, grabbing someone and getting their attention. Okay, so hook could be a lot of things. Sometimes it's an image, right? Think about when you're scrolling, like what grabs you. Sometimes it's an image, sometimes it's a headline, sometimes it's a picture, sometimes it's a video, like something that like stops your attention and hooks you, okay? We're gonna talk about that here in a minute, but that first step is figuring out the hook, okay? Then the second thing is after you hook them, you got their attention, now you have a chance to talk to them, you're gonna just tell them a story. Okay, there's a lot of ways. We'll get deeper next week into the whole story selling process. But that's phase number two. And then third phase we're going to be focusing on a lot today and this week is the offer. Okay, so here's exactly what I'm going to give you. Okay, so if you look at the way any of these funnels break down, anything, it's always hook. So I'm grabbing their attention, telling them a story, and then making them an offer. Hook, story, offer, hook, story, offer. Okay, so with your kids, always sitting down and like when you're watching TV, ask them like, let's see a commercial. Okay, kids, what was the hook? What was the story? What was the offer? Hook, story, offer. And if it's not there, it means the ad's probably not doing very well. Okay, if they are there, that's a good chance it's doing good. So start noticing it everywhere. Okay, I want you guys noticing it. Okay, all right. So when I start this process, first thing I do is I'm going to go to Facebook. Right. So here's my Facebook newsfeed. And there's a whole bunch of stuff. And like I said, the nice thing about Facebook is the fact that now they'll actually show us every advertiser's ad, right? So you can go to my fan page, and I'll show you here in a second, it'll show you every one of my ads. You can go to your competitors' fan pages, other people in your market, people in other markets, and a whole bunch of things, okay? So your homework assignment, just so you're aware ahead of time, you're gonna be doing this to 10 different people. So think about like, who are the people you're curious about? What, like, maybe it's my ads, maybe it's Tony Robbins' ads, maybe it's Dave Asprey's ads, like whoever it is that you're interested in, I want you doing this for them, okay? So you go to the thing, and you're gonna go to their fan fan page. So right here, fan page. And on the side, there'll be a little button I'll show you here in a second, shows the ads, and you're gonna see all their different ads. And it literally is just gonna show you everything. In fact, you guys wanna see it right now? This is so cool. Okay, I'm going to Facebook, and the example I'm gonna show you guys today is Fit to Fat to Fit. So I click on that, I go to their fan page, I click right here, and on the left-hand side, I scroll down and you see it says Info and Ads. If I click on that, it shows me all of his active ads. This is like Christmas every day for me, right? So when I scroll down, I can see like, here's ads that are working. So if I look at this really quick, I'm looking at that. Okay, here's the first ad with him, and he's a ketogenic diet guy. And then, but what are the hooks? Okay, so I'm looking. Let me do this. I'm gonna see an ad. I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna say, okay, number one, what is the hook? Number two, what is the story? And number three, what is the offer? And then you can get this, right? Hook, story, offer. So if I'm looking at this really quick, I'm like, what's the hook? Okay, a couple things. Number one, if I'm scrolling down, I'm gonna see Marshmallow Mateys, Lucky Charms. I'm like, that might grab that. That's a hook, right? And then this is huge. Keo's making huge waves right now. He's hit waves, so much information, blah, blah, blah. So like, there's a couple different hooks in there, right? Before I came the keto guy, it shows Siri, like, there's some hooks there, right? And then the story, like, what's the story? Well, maybe I'll click on the ad and I'll find out the story. And then what's the offer is like down here, like, try a natural source of energy, learn more. The offer is like, I'm gonna help you learn more if you click here, right? So the offer for an ad is really simple. It's really short. I'm trying to get them to click, right? So my offer, my exchange for the click is just really small. Like, you click on this ad, I'll give you this thing, okay? So there's one. I'm gonna scroll down and look at a bunch of other ones. Okay, here's another one. Boom, hook, story, offer. You'll see it here as well. You scroll down again, hook, story, offer. Hook, story, offer, okay? Just the images alone are great hooks, right? Like, it's interesting when I look at that. Hook, story, offer. I look at all these. Now I'm gonna scroll down. The main reason I wanted to show his is because his hook is one of the best of all times. And we're gonna be developing your guys' hook here starting next week. We're gonna be testing out a whole bunch of different hooks. So I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but the hook is the thing that'll drive this entire business. So if you scroll down here a little further, you'll see a video of him. All right, so check out this ad. Now, as I scroll, you saw a whole bunch of, there's so many good hooks you can look from and learn by watching his ads. And the same thing with mine and everybody else's as well, right? So I see all these ads here, and the hook on his, like, a lot of people, like, they don't have a hook for their product. You have to develop a hook. If you don't have a hook yet, you're gonna struggle, right? And so you have to develop a hook. So for him, for Drew, he didn't have a hook, right? He was a trainer just like every other trainer. And if you look at, like, what's the number one question that trainers get all the time? Is like, well, of course you're in shape. Like, you've always been in shape. You've never been fat, so you don't know what it's like. So Drew kept hearing that from his clients and was like, you know what? I'm sure he wasn't, like, at the time thinking, I'm gonna create a hook, but that's what he did. He said, well, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna gain a bunch of weight. I'm gonna go from being fit to fat to fit, and then I'll know how I can serve my clients better, so I've gone through the process. So he started doing this, he started gaining weight. I think he gained like 70 or 80 pounds through this process, but that hook was so good that when people heard about it, they shared it with other people, they shared it with more people, so much so he ended up on Jay Leno's show like 2 or 3 months into this process. So this is Drew from nowhere. He wasn't a big famous guy ahead of time. He was just a regular personal trainer who had such a good hook, they ended up on Jay Leno talking about it, gained a whole bunch of weight, and they lost so much weight later, right? So there's his hook. Okay, so for you, it's like, what's your hook? Sometimes you have to generate and create your hook. Like, what's the story you're gonna tell? As we start next week going into story, every story you have is gonna have 10 or 15 hooks you can pull out of it, and you're always gonna be testing hooks to try to figure it out. But his hook is so good, so I wanted to show that, okay? So the very first, I look at the ad, hook, story, offer. What's the hook? He's the guy who, again, it's the image, it's the headline of, like, I went from being fit to fat to fit. Then the story, if I click on this, you watch the video of him and Jay Leno, and it's actually telling the story, right? So it tells the story, and the offer is, hey, try a natural source of energy, click here. Boom. So the offer is very, very simple on this first page, so I'm gonna make it really simple. Okay, that's step number one. So now that I click on the ad, then I'm taken to the next page, and in this example, it's a sales page. Sometimes it's an opt-in page, sometimes it's something different, but I'll try sales page, because I know that for Drew's is a sales page. So I actually click on the link right here, boom, and it takes me to this page right here. Okay. So this is the page. Now, the sales page, you're gonna notice the same thing. Is on this page, there's also going to be what? A hook. Number 2 is a story. And number 3 is an offer. Notice every single page is gonna have this, right? So then here's the offer. So again, for your assignment, when you start offer hacking, funnel hacking people, let's look at this, okay? So I'm looking at the hook. Okay, what's the hook? Burn fat eating the fatty food you love. That's keto. That's a pretty good hook, right? Burn fat, eating fat, like, oh, that sounds awesome. There's a good hook right there, right? He also has an image, that's a hook of him eating a donut. So there's a couple elements here that are hooking me and keeping me here on this page, right? If the page is boring, I'll come here and I'm just gonna leave. So even though I said hook here in the ad and I got him the page, I gotta look for another hook. So what's the hook he did here? So I figure out that out and write it down, right? The next thing, okay, what's the story? So watch the video and what's the story he's gonna tell? So if you click on this, he's gonna tell the story about his journey. Let's listen to this.
Hey everyone, Drew Manning here from Fit to Fat to Fit. Most of you know me from my crazy journey that I did where I intentionally gained 75 pounds on purpose in 6 months and then lost it again in the next 6 months. Learned a lot of valuable lessons along the way, was truly humbled. It was one of the hardest things I've ever done. This journey then got turned into a New York Times bestselling book called Fit to Fat to Fit, which then got turned into a TV show where I had 2 seasons, one on A&E, one on Lifetime, teaching other trainers what I learned from this journey of empathy, respect, and a better understanding. Since then.
Okay, so you see that? He's telling the story, and also you're engaged in the story. Like, oh my gosh, the story builds credibility. There's a whole bunch of other stuff. And like I said, next week we're gonna go deep into story, design, and structures, things like that. But the second is the story. So what's the story? Well, he told the story about how he went fit to fat to fit, right? So write down story. Then what's the offer? So if I keep watching the video, it'll explain the offer. Or on most pages, you can scroll down and you can actually see the offer. So for him, it's like when somebody buys his program, when they give him money. So when you give me money, I'm gonna give you this. What's the offer? I look down here. And here it is, boom. The first thing they get when they buy is you get the keto meal plan, right? So keto meal plan. Second part of the offer is the food list, okay? The third part of the offer is the keto workouts. The fourth part of the offer is the restaurant guide. The fifth part of the offer is the Facebook community. The sixth part of the offer, so you're going through and finding exactly what the offer is. What am I trading money for? Okay, and that's where it comes down from here. Okay, so as you're doing this assignment tonight, I want you to do this for 10 different people. See what's the hook story offer in the ad, what's the hook story offer on the sales page or the opt-in page, and then the next page. Like I would actually recommend at least 1 or 2 people buy their product to see the next page because like I actually pre-bought this before we jumped into this. Okay, so here's the upsell page, right? So I'm on the upsell page, and guess what Drew did? Boom, hook, story, offer. So what's the hook? Warning, do not hit your back button. You need to read this. You know what to do after you finish so you don't lose this amazing results. Like, oh. Boom, set the hook, right? Then what's the story? I watched the video. He's going to tell me a story.
Hey everyone, Drew here. Congratulations on making the decision to get started on this ketogenic lifestyle. I'm so excited for you to start noticing the benefits that tens of thousands of other people have noticed as well. Improvement in cognitive function, mental clarity, better digestion, balancing out your hormones. And you know, one of the common questions I get as well is what do I do after the 60 days?
Okay, so go to the story. Like, what do I do after the 60 days? There's the story, and what's the offer he's making? I scroll down. Here, it's okay. We're gonna get, right here, his offer on the upsell is a day-to-day diet plan. You can get workouts, 30 additional recipes, a guided video guide for 6 months, boom, boom, boom. So now we create another offer, okay? So if you start looking at this, you start looking through the lens of everything is hook, story, offer, hook, story, offer. You're gonna see it over and over and over again, okay? And so what I want you guys to do, what your assignment's gonna be, and have some fun with this, is go to Facebook and find businesses or brands that you're interested in, right? So I'm gonna go back to Facebook right now, and I'm just gonna type in, here, I'm gonna type in Tony Robbins. Okay, I'll click on Tony Robbins. There's his fan page. I click on this. And I'll scroll inside. It says info and ads. I click on that and let's see what ads Tony Robbins is running, right? Let's see what hooks he's putting out there. Okay, here's the first one. 1 weekend, lifetime of change. Find your breakthrough. Tony, start living next. Boom. So there's the hook, right? Start your personal journey towards creating a life of abundance. There's his hook. Videos of story, and then there's the offer. Create your dream lifestyle. You deserve UW. Learn more. Boom. So you're learning more. There's the offer. Then you can go to that page and look at, okay, what's hook story offer on this page? What's hook story offer? Okay, so there's Tony, and there's a million ads you can look at to get ideas of hook, story, and offer, how we structured it, right? I'm gonna type in bulletproof. So Dave Asprey and the Bulletproof Movement. I love these guys, right? So I look at Bulletproof, click on the fan page, come down here, look at info and ads. What ads are they running? I want to see what supplement companies are doing, okay? He runs a supplement company. I scroll down, boom, here's, and his are all more e-commerce style on his actual landing pages, but even here, check it out. Boom, he's got an image, Curcumin Max, hook story offer. And you're gonna go through them and look at his for, as more examples. Now, he's not running as many paid ads. He's a free guy, but he's still got some ads running, okay? So ClickFunnels fan page, click ClickFunnels. Click down here on info and ads, and you can see behind the scenes of the ads that I'm running, right? And check it out. There's some for Operation Underground Railroad, which is, what's hook story offer to get people to watch this documentary. Funnel scripts. There's another funnel scripts ad. Again, you'll see it over. Now, like funnel scripts, for example, this is the funnel script one, right? Hook, story, offer. You click on the learn more, takes you to the landing page. And this page, I'm not selling anything yet. I'm trying to get people to register for the webinar. So same thing, I have to have a hook, story, offer. Okay, here's the hook. How to get all of your sales letters, scripts, and webinar slides written under 10 minutes without hiring an expensive copywriter. Boom, there's a hook, right? What's the story? This works even if you hate writing copy, never want to know anything else. Register your seat. We're going to give you a free webinar demo to show you the thing. Software actually makes copy for you. There's the story. Then with the offer, register for this webinar, and I'm going to show you exactly how this works. There's the offer, hook, story, offer. Okay, when you come on the webinar, then guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to set a hook. I'm going to tell a bunch of stories. I'm going to make you a special offer. Boom, boom, boom. Like you'll see it over and over and over and over and over again. So I want you guys getting used to this and seeing a bunch of different people. So don't pick just people in your market, or don't pick just one guru. Like go pick 10 different businesses, 10 different brands, 10 things that you're interested in, and go and search those things and try to find hook, story, and offer for all those things. I want you to start mapping them out. Okay? And the main reason I want you doing this is because as you start doing this, it's going to get your marketing senses smarter, right? You're going to get sharper. You're going to start seeing hooks, and it's going to help you start developing your own hooks. Okay? That's number one. Number two, you're going to start seeing how people are telling stories, which is going to help you to become better at telling stories. And number three, you start seeing all these offers, and it'll get you better at making offers. People always ask me now, Russell, how in the world is every offer you put out there successful? And the reason why is because I've spent the last decade and a half of my life making tons and tons and tons of offers. I know what offers don't work, but I also know what offers do work. I also look at all these different businesses, right? Like, in fact, I was funnel hacking a weight loss company, and I saw they had a recipe book, and I was like, I should have a recipe book for my company. I'm selling funnels, but I want a funnel cookbook. So I made a funnel cookbook because I saw it in like every single weight loss offer that I funnel hacked, that I did this offer hacking for, every single one of them had some kind of cookbook. I'm like, why don't I have a cookbook? I should really have a cookbook. So I put together an actual cookbook. Okay. If you look at, marketing secrets, I'm trying to do an opt-in. I'm like, if I want to get someone's email address, I have to make an offer. What's the offer? And I came up with this idea for this ebook. And again, we'll talk about this in the further sessions in the future. But same thing, like I'm trying to create good offers, good hooks, good stories to get people to move through my funnel. Okay. Some people come to me like, oh, my funnel doesn't work, Russell. What's wrong? So I'm looking at each step in the process. I'm looking at what's your hook? Is it any good? What's your story? Is it any good? What's the offer? And if nobody's clicking your ad, I'm like, okay, your hook sucks. We got to change it. Try another hook. I put out 10, 15, 20 hooks. When Anthony DiClemente launched the Biohacking Secrets book, guess what? I told him, he had the funnel all built out, and he said, okay, I'm going to start advertising this. And I said, do a Facebook Live every single day. So the first Facebook Live he did, he put out a hook, and guess what? Nobody came and bought it. I think it was like some technical thing, like, hey, how to biohack your mitochondria or something weird like that, right? He set the hook, nobody took it. The next day I said, do another Facebook Live. He did another one, nobody took it. Did another one, few people took it. Did more and more. And after, I think it was like 10 or 11 times, like the 11th time he did a Facebook Live that was how to biohack your vegetables. And guess what? That was the right hook. And then he made a video showing how to like cook your vegetables in organic grass-fed butter. And people saw that, and that story resonated and said, hey, go get my free book. Click here, hook, story, offer, boom. That started working. That video ended up getting over 1 million views. Then he came to the landing page and was like, hey, I'm Anthony. Here's my book. Okay, here's a free book with like 500 different biohacks. There's the hook. They told the story. I've been biohacking my whole life. I've been doing these things in my body. Boom, there's a story. What's the offer? Get my free book. Hook, story, offer. Boom, Anthony's company blew up. Okay? So if things aren't working, I'm just looking at hook, story, offer, hook, story, offer, hook, story, offer. So for you have to become like a scientist. You have to become like a spy out there looking at everybody else's offers. Okay? If you ever wonder like what I do when I'm bored, if I'm at home alone or my wife's gone or like I have a free hour, I'm in Facebook looking at everybody's fan page, looking at their ads and scrolling through them like, oh my gosh, that's such a good hook. Like I'm not going to be able to copy Drew's hook, right? Because he went from fit to fat to fit. That's not my business. But like, could I take that hook? Could I tweak it for something in my business? Like, what if I went from instead of fit to fat to fit? What if I went from from broke to rich to broke? Or if rich broke to whatever that is. Maybe I go and I try a challenge like he did. Like, let me create a hook for mine. Or maybe I see that who knows, Dave Asprey did something, or Jillian Michaels, or just any of the brands I like out there. Look at what they did and like, oh, how could I take that hook and tweak it for something I'm doing? Like, could I do something similar? Okay, and then look how they tell a story and look how they structure their offer. Because now, during this 30-day challenge, you guys are going to have to have a chance where you're going to be structuring an offer. And if you've seen 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 other offers, you're not going to be like, well, Russell, no one's buying my thing. What do I sell? What should I do? Like, you'll know exactly what to do. You're like, man, I looked at 20 different offers in my marketplace, and every single person's offering these 5 things, so I should definitely offer these 5 things, but I'm also going to add these things that are even better, and I put my twist on it, and how can I make it better and more intriguing and make the offer more valuable, okay? And so that's what I'm always looking at. It's funny because we talked about this in earlier videos, and I'll probably talk about it again and again because it's so important, but there's 2 ways to make the thing that you're selling cheaper. Okay, there's 2 ways. And number 1 is what most people do, and they create they have a commodity, and so the only way to make a commodity cheaper is to lower the price, right? You lower the price. Okay, the other way to make this thing cheaper is to increase the value. Okay, when you increase the value of the offer, this seems cheaper. Okay, so for you, it becomes a master. Like either I have to lower my price and become the lowest priced leader in town and have a horrible business where I'm miserable and broke all the time, or I figure out how to create an amazing offer so the value goes up, which actually makes this cheaper, right? Because if I'm just selling you a book, if I'm just selling you a thing, an ebook's only worth $20, that's the value. But if I say you get the ebook plus you get the restaurant guides, you get all these things, suddenly the value of each thing is keeps going up, and suddenly this seems really, really cheap because the value got so high. Okay, so that's the two different things you're able to do to increase the value. And again, we'll get deeper into this, but that's what I want you guys understanding. So your assignment for tonight and for this week, really want you focusing on you and get your kids and your family, get everyone involved. Go to Facebook, find the brand you like, start looking at their ads and have some fun diagrams for at least 10 different offers. And I recommend at least one of them you buy and look at the upsell as well, just so you can start seeing behind the scenes of the funnels. But do this and figure out hook story offer for each of the ads. Hook story offer for whatever page you land on. If it's an opt-in page, you go to the next page and hook story offer for the sales page. Go as deep as you're able to go and look for hook story offer, and start writing those things out and then start focusing in on the offer, because this is what we're going to be creating this week. You have to get super good at creating offers. We're going to show you how to do it quickly, how to do it fast, how to create amazing offers, but this is the most important thing you can be doing right now, is just getting a good understanding of the offers that are out there. Okay, we talked about this multiple times. Direct response, you got to sell. One of the direct response rules are you got to sell what people are buying. So see what people are already buying, and then we're going to take that as a framework and improve upon it and make our offers even better. Okay, and so that's it for the step. You guys do your homework assignment, have some fun with it, enjoy it, and with that said, we'll see you guys on the next video.